The Wall Street Journal in this article is calling, or at least saying out loud, that maybe Caitlin Clark's civil rights are actually being violated. Is her right to a peaceful workplace, a non-hostile work environment, are those rights being violated by the...
CEC didn't just play basketball. She survived a weekly episode of Law & Order, Referees Gone Rogue. Every time she hit the court, it felt like her civil rights took a personal day. The whistles, selectively blind. Fouls, only counted if she so much as breathed near someone. Welcome to the upside-down world of gym class justice, where playing fair was more of a fantasy than a rule. Think courtroom injustice is bad? Wait till you see what they did to CECE in a pair of gym shorts. Buckle up, it only gets more absurd from here.
All of y'all who said we were exaggerating, Caitlin Clark's not getting fouled, bruh, it's to the point. It's to the point. This going on. We're talking, now there's articles about her civil rights being like thrown out. It is crazy. It is.
Ce's WNBA career is starting to look less like professional basketball and more like a full-contact survival sport. Think Hunger Games, but with worse officiating. Forget finesse or the elegance of a perfect three-pointer. The real battle begins the moment she crosses half-court, dodging defenders like she's clutching the last roll of toilet paper in a pandemic panic. Graceful? Hardly. It's pure chaos in sneakers.
Caitlin Clark, the Department of Justice, and quite possibly the President of the United States himself. Somebody got to say it, so I'm going to say it. But the one thing I will not do is take credit for this. I am looking at the Wall Street Journal. The author of the article is a guy by the name of Sean McLean. Let me read to y'all the opening couple of graphs, because I want you to hear the impact of this.
We're watching a league that preaches empowerment, yet lets a generational talent get treated like she's dodging child support payments. Every game turns into a contest. How creatively can we rough up Caitlin today? Elbows. Check. Hip checks. Of course. A forearm to the ribs mid-layup? Naturally. At this point, her jersey might as well say, "Kick me, I'm talented." Because apparently, excellence comes with a target on your back.
A lot of y'all not honest with yourselves. I've been telling y'all, it's all documented from this season. And I've pulled up clips from last season. We obviously see the targeting. We obviously see the jealousy. We obviously see the hatred. We see it all. Whether you're going to be honest or not, we see it. Y'all can't come with this excuse of, oh, it's just physical. Bro, Caitlin had like majority of the flagrant fouls last season.
But don't worry. The league isn't ignoring the problem. Of course not. They're studying it. Probably with a very official committee made up of people who think the WNBA stands for "We're not bothering anyone," chaired by someone who's never actually watched a game. As for discipline, it seems to be based entirely on vibes, or maybe a blindfolded game of darts thrown at a wall of random punishments. Either way, accountability is still in the locker room, waiting to be subbed in.
WNBA, y'all are in trouble. I told y'all didn't want to protect my precious CC. Now y'all getting hit with a civil lawsuit for targeting. You hear me? And then this stuff is documented. That don't even make no sense from players just speaking freely, thinking that they won't have no consequences. That means somebody had them on the payroll. You know what I'm saying? She done had 4 injuries within like a month and a half.
Now you might be wondering, why does Caitlin keep getting fouled like she stole someone's scholarship? Simple. She's good. Too good. The kind of good that turns defense into Real Housewives, Elbow Edition. You'd think opposing teams might try practice or strategy. But nope, violence is quicker, and apparently more fun to ref. And by ref, I mean stand there sipping Gatorade, filing your nails, and pretending nothing happened.
Oh man, oh man, oh man. So, I don't really talk about politics, but once politics enter my world, my rule is, I say this, we gotta talk about it. So politics are coming to our world, my world, sports, and now's in Caitlin Clark's world, which is so unfortunate. I feel sorry for Caitlin Clark because she's a pawn of this whole thing. And I think Caitlin Clark needs to speak up. I'm tired of her being silent.
Meanwhile, the refs are out here acting like they're in witness protection. You'd think they get paid per missed call. CECE gets clotheslined, and the officials are too busy admiring the Jumbotron replay of their own incompetence. At this point, someone should check if they are still bitter about her college dominance, because even Wile E. Coyote is taking notes on how many times this girl gets ambushed without consequence. And isn't it funny how certain folks suddenly develop amnesia when it comes to the elephant in the room? Or should we say the 6 feet 9 inches center built like a Marvel villain, bulldozing through screens like she's clearing out a mosh pit? But no, let's keep pretending this is just tough love. Elbow a rookie? Instant street cred. Flatten Caitlin? Boom, highlight reel. Want to trend on Twitter? Slam her to the floor and pose over her like you just won a UFC title. Because nothing says women supporting women like turning your most marketable player into a human crash dummy.
You know how bad and nasty things gotta be for the Wall Street Journal to talk about going after y'all for her civil rights being violated? Do you know how bad it has to get? That's how nasty things have become. And you guys like to sit there and make it seem like we're making things up. We're not making nothing up. Kathy Engelberg treats Caitlin Clark like she's a headache and a disservice to the league.
And don't even get us started on the folks saying, well, she just needs to toughen up. Oh, right, because when your kneecaps are relocated to your upper thighs and your spine's getting relined midair by rogue elbows, clearly the solution is mental resilience. What's next? A helmet and a pat on the back for character development. You'd think someone, anyone, at WNBA headquarters might realize that letting your brightest star get ragdolled on national TV every night isn't exactly the marketing strategy of the year. They are not growing the game. They are just growing Caitlin's bruise collection. The only thing going viral is footage of her getting tossed around like she wandered onto an NFL field by accident. Because when enforcement disappears, what fills the gap isn't grit, it's chaos. And let's be real, if this were happening to anyone else, and if the name wasn't Caitlin Clark, we'd already have emergency presses, formal apologies, and a bingo card of retroactive suspensions. But since it's her, all we get is a shrug, a meme, and a chorus of 40-something ex-players with Twitter fingers blaming her for being too hyped.
That's understandable, because there have been fantastic players in the WNBA for a long time. But Caitlin didn't disparage them. She just came in and kind of changed the game with her style. So I think it's one of those things where you have to say, okay, maybe I don't think it's fair based on the previous women who have been in this league, but it's not Caitlin's fault. All she's done is elevate the game for all of us. And I think instead of being pissed off about that,
let's also talk about the Olympic-level mental gymnastics some folks are performing to justify what's happening. It's part of the game. No, it's not. Defense is part of the game. Kneecapping someone like you're reenacting a mob hit. That's not defense. That's a felony. Then there's the classic, she needs to earn respect. I'm sorry, since when is respect earned through flying elbows and intentional blindsides? Make it make sense. And shout out to the conspiracy theorists who claim anyone calling this out is just trying to protect the white girl. That's cute, because nothing screams progressive sports discourse like using race to excuse blatant, repeated assaults. News flash, accountability isn't color-coded. Bad behavior is bad behavior. And if your definition of toughness requires committing 3 fouls and 2 crimes a game, maybe you're not as talented as you think. And let's not forget the league's priorities. While Caitlin's out here getting body-checked like she owes someone rent money, the WNBA is busy talking about growth, expansion, and visibility. Oh, sure, because nothing says growing the game like letting the future face of your league get wrecked in high-definition, slow-motion replays. At this point, just be honest. If the league won't police it, let's stop pretending this is basketball and just lean into it. Throw up some cage walls, hand out steel chairs, and give the MVP a belt and entrance music. Because right now, this isn't competition, it's chaos disguised as toughness, and everyone's watching it unfold like it's entertainment.
Kathy Engelbert, where are you? Where are you, Kathy? Nowhere to be found. You are quiet. Quiet as a mouse. It done got real spooky, I know. Nightmare on Elm Street is what I'm talking about, Freddy Krueger style.
And let's talk about Griner for a second. The media can dress this up as basketball all day long, But when you're standing next to someone who makes LeBron look average, and they're out here playing like the rules simply don't apply, something's off. There's dominant, and then there's wait. Is this legal? If someone's bulldozing through competition like a semi-truck in sneakers, maybe it's time we have some uncomfortable, but necessary, conversations.so. What's the solution? Let's start with the basics, enforce the rules. I know, wild concept. But maybe, just maybe, if the league started handing out fines and suspensions to anyone treating CECE like a crash test dummy, the message might finally land. And if that's too hard, outfit the refs with tasers and zap anyone who confuses basketball with Monday Night Raw. Because here's the truth. When you mix unchecked physical dominance with zero consequences, you don't get competitive sports. You get chaos masquerading as basketball.
Cheers, you don't have no integrity. You hear me? You allowing these assaults on my precious CC, but you have your favoritism when it comes to certain other players who not even the face of the league. They just hoopers. They ain't bring no awesome revenue. They ain't bring no awesome viewership. They ain't bring y'all out of the shadows to the mainstream. Now we see everything that's been going on.